Alright, y'all, what up? You know what it is. It's the Pointe Crew. I'm Sage.
I'm Darren.
We're doing comics this time, so this has been an interesting week. I don't know what the fuck DC has been doing lately.
Yeah.
First, Andy Diggle is on Action Comics. He's following up Grant Morrison, and I'm like, okay, it is what it is. The guy's track record is kind of, sometimes good, sometimes bad. He's not bad. He's just, hit or miss. It depends.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden he's like, nope, I'm out. And then Tony Daniel's like, I'll write it. Sometimes I write, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden he's like, nope, I'm gone. 21. Like whatever we solicited up to after that, this bitch. So he's gone. Then what is the guy's name? Fialkov?
Yeah.
The guy on iVampire. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna write Green Lantern 4 and Red Lanterns. Then they were like, hey, we need you to kill the only black guy in Green Lantern.
Fuck.
No, I'm out. You are not gonna put that on me. They ain't gonna have me on Tumblr just making fun of me. So deuces. What in the fuck is DC doing?
They're trying to be. How can I say this? They're trying to make it more a little bit dynamic with this stuff, which is very stupid to say, but let's just look at this here. But the Green Lantern thing, especially.
Do you think it's more of like an editorial fiat type deal?
I don't know, because it's one of those things. They're not losing sales. I don't know why they're trying to make suspense for it. In the case of like Green Lantern, I think they just want somebody to kill, because they can't kill Kyle.
Not now.
Not now. And then Hal just came back, and if they killed the
Arab guy. First of all, he's too new.
Yeah, he's way too new to kill. And then he's already in Jeff Johns' book. So
basically he's protected.
Yeah, he's protected by the team book, so that's not going to happen. But in the case of Action Comics, I don't think nobody can step up to Grant Morrison stuff.
I mean, you can't. Well, first of all, Action Comics 18. I haven't read it yet, but I hear it's like basically they compressed it too much. Like it's like 30 pages. It probably could have been 60.
Really?
So it probably could have gone on for another.
Well, they could have stretched that out for like 2-3 books.
Yeah, but they didn't. So that's one of the things, and I'm trying to figure out who to blame for this. Like everybody online is like, yeah, it's the new DC regime, and I'm like, man, I remember a while back, and this is kind of obscure, but I remember a while back, Keith Giffen had this article on CBR, and he was just talking random shit, and one of the random things he said was like, you'd be surprised how many people come to DC to work for Dan Didio, specifically to work with him. So I don't think it's him on some level. Some things I think he's responsible for. Like I know for a fact that he caused the New 52. I think Paul Levitz was just like, no, you can't do it. Like it's obvious that's what they wanted to do with Infinite Crisis, and he just was like, nope, you good, just keep going.
Yeah.
And finally, Paul Levitz steps down, and Dan Didio takes over, and then all of a sudden, New 52 before Watchmen, and then Bob Harris shows up, and all of a sudden we get all this editorial shit.
I want to say Dan Didio is probably a cool guy to work with. With the Bob Harris stuff, that probably just happened, and it's probably just a bad case of miscommunication, and it just led to this big ball of
Let's think about this.
Confusion.
When Bob Harris was at Marvel, what were their comics like? This is like 1992 to about 98.
There's a lot of Liefeld in that area.
A lot of Liefeld, a lot of Lavelle, a lot of silly ass ideas just in general going around for whatever reason. I don't know why. Like Clone Saga.
Clone Saga.
That's one of his things.
Yeah, that was building up around that.
The X-Men, when they had like 80 books and nobody knew what the fuck was going on, and all the stories are like really convoluted for whatever reason.
Well, that was around the time they just started introducing Cable. Cable started making all that stuff about him.
Cable, Shatterstar, Deadpool.
All these X-Force.
All the Couch Click.
Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, like, why bring this guy who got fired from Marvel, by the way?
Yeah.
Why bring him over to DC? Like, he worked at Marvel during like the roughest time. Like, he had the speculator bubble. It crashed because like everybody contributed to it. It crashed. He worked on Marvel while it was damn near dead.
Yeah.
And then finally they get it fixed with Bill Jenas and then eventually Joe Quesada. Why bring him to DC? Why pick through the leftovers? What's the point? And I'm sure Bob Harris is a decent guy or whatever in real life, but if he's really behind a lot of this, then man.
It's probably because they just wanted something new. I don't know what you would get with that, but that would explain why the New 52 kind of just reeks the 90s for me. So, I mean, it would bring up new ideas, but it's just not the ideas that people are looking for. I'm using my hands a lot. But yeah, it's just not the ideas people are looking for right now, and a lot of people are just not agreeing with that. Like,
it's still selling, so I guess, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and something tells me Harris thinks like most comic book people don't really think. Like, when they kill a character, they're expendable. He doesn't think of them as their creation, their person that kind of like a baby.
Yeah.
He thinks of it like it's a toy. I'll just throw it away and get a new one.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is going on with the Green Lantern.
And while we're talking about Marvel, Age of Ultron thing,
I don't like it.
no.
I
don't want none of this. Like, what the hell? Like, okay, I get it, you know, post-apocalypse. First of all, let's tackle this. Does Marvel have a decent future? Think about it. All the most well-known futures are all terrible. Days of the Future Past.
Apocalyptic.
Correct. Age of Apocalypse. They're all like fucking awful for whatever reason. And here comes another one. And you know, here's what you missed. You were supposed to tell me what happened first. You were supposed to build up. Like, I get that you thought the unique idea was to just start everything all fucked up. But when you have, you know, Black Widow killing some random dude and taking a Twix from him and her eyes all fucked up, I mean, already I just know that this isn't gonna stick, first of all, and you keep telling me it is. It's not gonna stick. And, like, you didn't tell me what got us here, so I don't care. Like,
what bothers me is this is supposed to be a future book, dystopian future book. Are we just supposed to accept that this is the canon future? Like,
we are.
But that's the problem. We already have a book that's doing it right now. It's called Age of Apocalypse.
Well, I mean, that's a...
I know it's an alternative Earth, but just hear me out on this. It's just like, that was the future Earth in the 90s, and then that got pushed away. And what makes you think that in 10 years somebody's going to say, like, oh, fuck this is my dystopian future. Listen, you gotta think ahead of that on some point. Just like your future might be like there now, like 2099. That was the future. I got pushed back in like 1995, and nobody gave a shit.
While we're at it, do you really buy Ultron as that dude?
The only reason they're give him that title of the big bad is
because that's the only one Brian Bendis hadn't written yet. That's why.
Because Brian Bendis needs Luke Cage to be the Ultron. I'm sorry. That's what he.
If that happened for real, if I see Luke Cage actually slug,
he's been on the
Ultron
cover,
and
he's on the cover for like 2 or 3
what the hell for?
Because it's Luke Cage, and it's like if it's Brian Bendis, Luke Cage is somewhere near it.
Like, where's Thor?
Not there, because Luke Cage is there. No, I mean,
I think Brian just wishes he had a cool black friend or something. I'm kidding.
I think they're introducing Thor later down the line because they didn't introduce all the characters, and they're using the
He'll be broken like Cap.
something like that. The Mjolnir is going to be broken into pieces, but they have the AU issues to explain for specific characters, so we might get that in the meantime for something. I don't think I've seen a Thor AU.
And you know what a thought occurs, and this kind of seeps into the next point. Are they too busy? Like, they got Age of Ultron coming out, and that's supposed to ship in like 5 months, finish, double ship. And then after that, Infinity.
Is that this year? Like, for real?
That's this year. Like, it's just damn near as soon as Age of Ultron finishes, maybe a month break, 2 months, they're gonna start Infinity, and it'll probably go into 2014. What the hell?
They really like those crossovers. Like,
Whatever happened to one a year? Like, hey, we coming out with this in 2012. Next year, I mean, we remember Secret Invasion, then Dark Reign, then Siege, then Heroic. I mean, whatever happened to that? Now we just got like, Age of Ultron and Infinity, same year. What up, bitch?
Honestly, you're talking about like once a year. What happened to it was like once every like couple of years or once every 5 years.
I wasn't born in that era.
What I'm trying to say is like when you introduce a character and you give them 5 issues to give them character development, that's cool. You don't throw them into a crossover and just see where he sticks at it. No, you give him enough time to grow as a character, get his own supporting cast, and then kind of see what his role is outside.
Like
the world we live in, I guess.
They canceled books like those motherfuckers.
But I mean, we look at it like Scarlet. Okay, the other Spider was outside of Superior. Scarlet Spider gets a world in Texas. You get like supporting characters, other villains, other side characters.
That's a name guy though. Chris Yost, he's not a big name, but he sells enough that he can keep his shit going until. Plus, he spun out of crossover. Yep. But I guess we just gonna have to see where it goes, because right now I'm just looking at both of them for different reasons and going, what the fuck.
DC kind of got that. Marvel, they're gonna gonna go on overhaul, they're gonna run out of ideas, and then we're gonna be stuck at like where DC's at now. And some people are just gonna like, hey, we have to kill this person. Like, hell no, I'm out, and then it's gonna be it. It happens.
But alright, I mean that's enough for now. We'll see y'all next time.
Like and subscribe. We'll catch y'all later.